Hi, I'm Shannon, owner of Pahrump Early Learning Academy, where we are more than just childcare.
Hi, I'm Monique Mitchell with KPVM Television. My children attend Pella and they love it. The curriculum they have is pretty amazing, and my children learn what they need at their level.
Not only are the children learning, they're having fun, and that's what matters.
I like Pella. They help you with your homework, and it's fun.
Give us a call today to tour our facility at 751-5335.
News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349. News is also brought to you by Star Nursery, for all your landscape and gardening supplies right here in Pahrump. Call 775-727-5300 for more information.
Tonight on News 46, the sheriff and undersheriff on the job. The principal of Floyd Elementary is taken into custody. The public is invited to a Wells owner meeting. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Monique Mitchell. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, January 7th, 2015. I'm Monique Mitchell for News 46. Well, Sheriff Sharon Worley and Undersheriff Brent Moody have had 3 days on the job so far. News 46's Deanna O'Donnell caught up with the pair at the sheriff's office this morning to get an update.
We've hired 2 reserves, well, not hired, but there'll be 2 more reserves in Tonopah. They're both ex-deputies, so they already know Tonopah area and the outer areas around Mountain Gabs, Belmont, etc. And we have several, well, I got 1 more coming in here, and we're looking forward to seeing quite a few more people that are interested in volunteering, and we'd really like to have them come down and talk with us.
Let's talk about the public information officer that you have spoke about, because this is something that is kind of vital to the public.
Our goal is to get a public information officer for the entire county, and that would take care of the statements from the DA's office, from the emergency manager, and of course from the sheriff's office.
3 days of your 100-day plan, is it looking good?
Oh, absolutely. The attitudes are excellent from the staff, and we see some really good things coming.
Are you guys going to have to go?
Let me put in one thing, that we have made one positive change, and the front office will be open 5 days a week. They had previously been closed on Fridays, but because there's court and there are other people who would really like services on Friday, the staff has been so good about changing their schedule, and we really appreciate it.
We're working deputy on the street in Alaska?
Yeah, as a chief of police, my agencies were small. There were 6, 10, 11 people, and then I had reserves and jailers and so on, not just on a much smaller scale. And I worked the street just like everybody else did, and it'll be a little bit different here, but I still plan on getting out and working with the staff. I want to critique them. I want to praise them, and I want to get out and learn, meet people.
And definitely getting to know the public is important. Sharon, you've been here for years, and of course I've been out there on calls. Getting to know the citizens and having them meet you.
Oh, absolutely. I meet new people every day. I've had some calls that were really excellent, telling me how wonderful my deputies are, and then I've had a couple of calls that are telling me that I have a few problems in this area or that area. But I'm not going to ignore any of those calls. And if my deputies do need training in various areas, they're going to get it.
Well, Von Eric Shepard, who is the principal of Floyd Elementary School, has been arrested and charged with domestic battery locally. The new staff member, however, is also on a parole and probation hold from Colorado. Shepard has been suspended from the district while the investigation is being conducted. Von Shepard worked for 6 years in the Boulder Valley School District and was also a principal in Minnesota. Shepard played college football at the University of Nebraska and with the Minnesota Vikings. He was hired in August to head the school where the former principal was arrested and then charges dropped for child abuse. Well, folks, keep it here because right after these messages, we're going to have your Desert View Hospital tip of the week.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
Welcome back to News 46. A standard bone marrow transplant is a potential treatment option for patients with severe sickle cell disease. However, that procedure has only been done in children with sickle cell. A new study examined whether a less intensive and safer type of bone marrow transplant could improve outcomes for adults with sickle cell disease.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
Imagine someone taking like a stick and just like stabbing, like, like hitting you on your joints. That's how painful it is.
That pain caused Juliana Ejidobe to spend a lot of time in the hospital. She was diagnosed with sickle cell at age 2. It's a genetic disorder where normal donut-shaped red blood cells become sickle or banana-shaped cells. These sickle cells have a difficult time passing through the blood vessels. They can clog the joints, causing bone pain, in the lungs, difficulty breathing and pneumonia, and in the brain, stroke. A bone marrow transplant is the only way to cure the disease.
The standard transplant usually involves full doses of chemotherapy and or radiation.
Most adults with sickle cell disease have organ damage that would prevent them from being able to get a standard bone marrow transplant.
Doctors John Tisdale and Matthew Shea from the National Institutes of Health and co-authors tested a regimen that didn't require destroying all of an adult patient's bone marrow. 30 patients who had a sibling with matching immune characteristics received the less intensive transplant.
Therapies for sickle cell disease are only very few. There's only one drug that's available to treat. The remainder of the therapy includes blood transfusions. In whom these two therapies don't work, other approaches are needed.
Transplantation was successful in 26 of the 30 patients. Using this less toxic way of preparing a patient for a bone marrow transplant had success rates that are comparable to the more toxic kind of transplant that's performed in children.
Juliana received bone marrow from her older sister.
It changed my life. Yeah, I do get pain, but it's not compared to what I used to have before.
Following her passion, Juliana is now a nurse with big plans for her future.
I'm just looking forward to just living life, being normal, getting married, and just having my own family.
Catherine Dolph, The JAMA Report.
Researchers also report that a common transplant complication known as graft virus host disease did not happen in any of study participants, and after the transplant, 15 patients stopped taking their immunosuppression medication. And here is part 2 of the interview regarding the Southside Wells and a farm owned by the focus group that have been accused of overwatering to keep up their water rights.
Our well went dry like October 21st, and we had to call Great Basin well drilling service, and they came out and they measured our water and ended up having to drop our well another 30 feet and blast it out, break open the orifices so water would flow again. And then the neighboring property a couple weeks after that was about mid-November, I guess, they went dry as well. and they had a warranty because they had a new pump installed a couple years ago. So they got a free service on that one, but it was several $1,000s also, and their well had to be dropped. They're literally 100 feet from that commercial farm well that's running triple phase, 400 volts, 100 gallon plus per minute.
I think the issue is this. In the newspapers and on television, I'm sure there's a great deal of controversy about water here in our valley. Certainly there is in the other valley over the hill. So if people are worried about water, then look at us. Wells are going dry. This is not something to just discuss. It's the real thing. It's happening.
There's some action going on here. Have you contacted the property owners down there?
We've figured out who they are. It's a company called B-PWR LLC out of Las Vegas at 3455 Cliff Shadow Parkway. It's a big commercial company. No, I haven't contacted them directly. Instead, I wrote to the Carson City, the Nevada State Division of Water Resources, and haven't gotten any response. We wrote to them about a week before Thanksgiving, which now is about 5 weeks ago. Gave them several people's phone numbers and addresses and names, and they have not contacted us all. So we don't know what's happened. And I've called the Las Vegas office. They told us we have to write to Carson City, so everything's through snail mail.
PWR meaning Pahrump Water Rights, like they are a company that possibly is using water in order to keep the rights.
That's what we believe, yes. So it's a big commercial company that owns that, and there's on record other locations around the valley that's been owned by them that they want to subdivide and turn into Vegas-style developments.
This is Focus Properties, right?
Focus Property Group is who we believe exactly who owns this. They're very connected to the same address and to many other LLCs that are all connected to Focus Property Groups.
Since our first part of this story aired on Monday regarding the Southside wells, so many new developments have happened. We will have a full update on Monday's newscast. There is a meeting open to the community tomorrow morning at the Moose Lodge located on 2nd Street beginning at 10 a.m. for those concerned about their wells. After this break, we'll have your entertainment this week with Deanna O'Donnell.
Bill Cosby's TV wife is standing firmly in his corner, even as 3 more women made accusations against the comedian. Felicia Rashad, who played Claire Huxtable on NBC's The Cosby Show, has said that she never saw any indication of the behavior that many women have attributed to the legendary actor. He has been accused of harassing, drugging, and sexually assaulting multiple women. No charges have ever been filed against Cosby, and his attorneys have vehemently denied the allegations. The long-admired actor and comedian has seen his reputation suffer in the wake of the allegations, including the cancellation of a planned television show and the suspension of the Cosby Chair for the Humanities at Spelman College in Atlanta, where he and his wife Camille have been longtime benefactors. Rashad says she sees the controversy as part of a larger plot. Someone is determined to keep Bill Cosby off TV, and it's worked. All his contracts have been canceled. The actress said she loves Cosby and defended his wife, saying that there was no way Camille Cosby would stand for such behavior from her husband of 50 years. This is a tough woman, a smart woman, and she's no pushover. Bono has shared with fans that recovery from an accident has been slow going and that he's worried he may never play guitar again. The U2 frontman underwent hours of multiple surgeries in November after a bicycle accident in New York City when he tried to avoid another rider in Central Park. The singer broke his arm in 6 spots and he fractured his eye socket and shoulder blade. Donna Douglas, who played the voluptuous tomboy daughter Ellie Mae Clampett on the 1960 TV series The Beverly Hillbillies, has died. She was 81 years old. Douglas spent 9 years as Ellie Mae, one of the main characters of the hugely popular Beverly Hillbillies. The series concerned a poor Ozark family who stumbled upon an oil fortune and then moved to Southern California, where their rural ways often clashed with the locals. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. That's your entertainment this week.
Thank you very much, Deanna. Well, today a check was presented by Nye County to the disabled American veterans.
We're here to present a check to the DAV for $13,846 to help support the vans to transport our veterans back and forth from Pahrump and also some of the other areas that are in the state area. And again, the Nye County commissioners would love to make sure that you have that check. And we appreciate everything you've done for us, and especially for our veterans. I am a veteran as well. I'm very fortunate that I didn't have to have, the things that some of the other vets have. And but again, thank you again for what you've done for us. You guys are a great bunch of folks. And again, we appreciate it. Bill, thank you for bringing it to our attention. We really appreciate the things you're doing for us as well from the DAV side. So we appreciate that. Pam Webster, our county manager, thank you for making the check come available to us at this point in time. And again, thank you all for coming for the ceremony. And would you guys have anything you would like to say? Bill?
Again, on behalf of DAV Chapter 15, I'd like to thank Pam Webster, the county manager. Frank Carbone are the two people I contacted when the state commander put out the call for funds to finish up the fundraising for the new vans. So that this just helps us assure that Pahrump gets a van this coming year. We do put a lot of mileage on it. I want to thank all the drivers for being here today and for everything that you do for DAV and the DAV members. Without you guys, we couldn't, and ladies, we couldn't do that. So thank you very much.
Again, thank you from the county as well.
If I may. On behalf of the DAV Department of Nevada, I want to thank every one of you. I want to thank the county here for stepping up and helping us. It's so appreciated. We go through about 4 of these vehicles a year, miling them out and having to replace them. And that's throughout the entire state that the DAV for Nevada has to support. So again, I want to thank you. I especially want to thank all of our volunteer drivers. We can't make this program work without you. We do appreciate you. Thank you. Jose, you got anything?
On behalf of DAV also here, from the state of Nevada, I want to say thank you also. I had more to say, but Bill said it all. He never lets me speak. I just want to say thank you, and thank you to all the drivers. Thank you for being here, and I see some faces I don't recognize. My name is Jose. I'm the HSC for the hospital here in Las Vegas. Other than that, thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Thanks much.
An Act of Kindness award was presented to former Nye County Sheriff Tony DeMeo and his wife, Linda.
Good morning, Pahrump. We're here at the Commissioners Meeting Hall, and we're here to recognize a man and his wife, the boss of the house. But I'm an old man, I don't get out of bed in time, so Linda had to go. But I would like to present an Act of Kindness award to Tony and Linda DeMeo.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Would you like to read it?
It says Act of Kindness Award presented to Tony and Linda DeMeo for all your volunteer hours and massive donations. Thank you so much.
You know, it's not everybody that gets this. And
this is from the citizens of Nye County. Thank you so much, Nye County.
But this is something that people got to be recognized for what they do for the community outside of their job descriptions. And this is exactly what this is all about. It's a kind-hearted person, and all I can say is thank you, Tony and Linda, for what you have done for the community, and hopefully you'll stick around a little bit and do some more.
Okay, we will be around. Linda's already got herself plugged into another type of event she wants to work with, and this was with the kids.
Well, she never does stop, does she?
Never stops, and you can't. You got to keep going. This is our community. We love it, and we're going to continue to invest in it.
Okay, well, we're going to end this right now and just say goodbye till next time.
A gunman shot a doctor at a Texas Veterans Hospital today, then turned his gun on himself. Both the victim and the shooter in the incident at the El Paso VA healthcare system have died. All other VA patients and staff are safe. The FBI is taking the lead on the investigation. Well, hooded gunmen dressed in black burst into the office of a French satirical magazine, killing 12 people in a coordinated strike and escaping onto the streets of Paris. The 3 suspects behind the attack have been identified. 2 of them are brothers. When we return, we will have your weather with Noah Began, so don't go anywhere.
News 46 weather is brought to you by Your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body.
Hello and welcome back to News 46. Today is Wednesday, January 7th. Today we had sunny skies with a high of 68 degrees. Your average temperature around this time of year is 57 degrees. So it is definitely warmer outside than it usually is, which is always a plus around this time of year. Winds were coming from the east today at 4 miles per hour with gusts up to 7 miles per hour. So we had some low to moderate winds outside. The UV index today was 2, which is low. Humidity was at 33% today. Sunrise was at 6:56 this morning, and the record high in 1962 was 75 degrees. Tonight we'll have clear skies with a low of 39 degrees. That's also your average temperature around this time of year. Winds will be coming from the northeast this evening at 2 miles per hour with gusts up to 4 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 61%. Sunset was at 4:45 this evening, and the record low in 1971 was 12 degrees. Well, tomorrow we'll have sunny skies with a high of 68 degrees and a low of 38 degrees. Winds will be coming from the south-southwest at 2 miles per hour with gusts up to 5 miles per hour. So we'll have some low winds tomorrow. Humidity will be at 41%. Sunrise will be at 6:56 tomorrow morning, and the UV index will be 2, which is low. 4 hour 7-day forecast. Again, we'll be starting out with some sunny skies tomorrow, but it looks like we'll be having partly cloudy skies starting on Friday, going all the way into early next week. Though it looks like those clouds might be clearing up, we can be expecting sunny skies around mid next week. Your high temperatures will be starting off in the high 60s. They'll be dropping down into the low 60s around this weekend, and then they'll be pretty much staying in those low 60s across the rest of these 7 days. And then your low temperatures will be starting off in the high 30s, and that will be gradually dropping into the low 30s as we get into mid next week.
Thank you so much, Nella. And folks, that does it for this edition of News 46. I'm Monique Mitchell. From everyone up here at News 46, we wish our viewers and KACE 95.9 listeners a great evening, and we'll see you here again tomorrow. Until then, good night.